Okay, here we go. Welcome to the final of the 12th Eurovision Wong contest. Hooray! So we have here some Inhumans versus some Midnight Suns. So on Malakort's side, we've got Blade with his lovely new art. We've got Wong, we've got Beta Bill, and we've got Immortal Hulk. And on Torbjorn's side, we have got Dr. Voodoo, Bullseye, Black Bolt, Karnak, and Quicksilver. And the missions are Cosmic Invasion and Unexpected Guests. So, I guess this is 17, is that right? 7, 11, yeah, 17. So interesting that Torbjorn doesn't have his beloved Lockjaw. Been seeing a lot of the dog lately with him, and this is quite a tough game for the Midnight Suns. I have found, but we'll have to see what Malakort has got up his sleeve to try and stop it. Bill's an interesting pick here. I guess he's going to hope to get a bit of power off the Cosmic Vaults, otherwise he might get a little bit stranded. And Torbjorn's okay, that's a quick setup. Roll off. Torbjorn's just starting off with Bullseye, and then he's going to presumably pass the power to Quicksilver. And then Quicksilver can do his silly steal thing on either of the wedding guests. And I'm not sure that Malakort will be able to do too much about that. Of course, passing the power with this to Quicksilver means that he's probably not going to have enough power to pass to Voodoo for even more nonsense. So yeah, we're going with Bill. He's picking up that thing. So that is an interesting decision. With Black Bolt all the way down here, I might have been thinking about trying to steal this far wedding guest, and then you'd be going 2-2 on round 1, rather than 3-1 down now, because Quicksilver's just going to steal this one here and get back to relative safety. Yeah, so Quicksilver's doing his thing. Bish bash bosh. And then he'll be on Blade's side of the board, so Blade has got a fairly good game into him with Mystic attacks, which he doesn't like. You're definitely on that terrain, my boy. Yeah. He had room, I guess. Yep, the ice cream van is here. I'm missing out on that for you guys. I hope you appreciate that. So where's he going? Is he going to stand on the point? Is he going to run away? Mortal Hulk does have one below walls, so he will be able to go a fair bit of distance and get a hit on somebody. But I don't think you're any safer back there than you would be here, if he really wants to go for that. So yeah, a perfectly balanced opening from a perfectly balanced team. There we go. The Quicksilver's got that. He's on the point. I mean, I hope he'll go and get this one on the top as well, I guess, if he really wanted to. So Wong's going, he is giving a power to I-Hulk, and then standing on that back point. What a good Wong, we all love a Wong. Okay, so Malakort's just conceding the points at this stage. Okay, so kind of couldn't go anywhere because he'd passed power before, so he's had to meditate for an action. So that's why he's just standing in the middle of nowhere, which at least gives Malakort this cosmic vault at the top some points for that. So that should be a benefit. The big problem with this matchup is that Blade just can't go anywhere near Black Bolt. He'll just get absolutely murdered. So he's just going to have to be really circumspect and just hide effectively, unless he just wants to risk dice. And it's always a tough decision to make. It's like, do you just hide your model and do nothing, or do you just take a massive gamble and hope that your opponent rolls badly? So Torbjorn has been spending Great Refuge on round 1 quite a lot recently in the games I've seen, so we'll have to see whether he goes for something aggressive with it this turn. I feel like on a D-map it might be better to just keep it in hand, and then it gives you some rotation with lots of different models later in the game. No cover, doesn't look like it. So maybe, maybe a cover. So yeah, I think unlikely to get much damage here. Maybe 1 through, but he's looking for power mostly, I would think, because Quicksilver gets his rerolls. But yeah, 1 power on Blade, it's not the end of the world. There's not much he can do really. I think with the skull, he's taking a damage. You've got to start somewhere. Quicksilver. It's also it's quite nice getting 1 damage on him rather than 2 or 3, because that means he won't have can't catch me online immediately. So Torbjorn immediately lining up that Great Refuge play. Blade is a juicy target, but I'm not sure it's worth it for getting just 1 attack in. Yeah, Peter Red Bill was a really good, interesting pick here, because the counter dive was very much on with how Torbjorn has set up. So it could have been 2-2, and a huge part of the strength of Inhumans is what the nonsense they're doing on round 1. So if he had kept the scores level on round 1, then I think that would have been a huge bonus for him. Looks like instead he will be 5-3 down here probably, which, given that Terrigenesis is in play, is kind of almost effectively 7-3 down, because that's potentially even 9-3. Depends what happens. So that is, yeah, that's not. It's a really balanced card and so much fun to play. I love starting games 9-3 down. Malakort eyeing up Voodoo here, which is absolutely the right play. Gotta kill that Voodoo before he just wins the game. So he's playing 1 below wall to get 1 attack in. But he'll have Prio next turn, and he'll keep it if he dazes Voodoo. So this is fine, just get the train rolling. Let's see if I-Hulk can spike it up. Rolling some big dice. That's not great, is it? That is not great. Oh, oh dear. Classic I-Hulk. So yeah, he's blocked it all. He's just going to get thrown. which is not ideal. Ooh, he's going to throw him towards... Yeah, it's a tough decision here. You don't want to throw him towards... Peter Bill. But also, you really can run away if he's that way. So yeah, it's tough. I think this. I think double moving here, Bolt, is a really nice play because you can set up a position where if Malakort goes with I-Hawk first activation, as he really wants to get rid of Voodoo, then Blade is just super duper dead. So yeah, it's just a good play when you don't have prio to create like a problem decision for your opponent. And then you get to keep your card in hand, so 5-3. So Malakort. Realistically, with Torbjorn in play, it's already 8-2. So not an ideal position for the Suns to be in through no fault of Malakort's. That's just the meta that we live in. We get the nice effect from the guests coming in here. Okay, so that's interesting. So Karnak's pushed that way, which gives him the opportunity to just run away from Hulk. I think if he'd gone the other way, then he would have been less in trouble. But I guess Karnak is just so broken that I-Hulk has to be afraid of him, so a 7 threat probably should be afraid of a 3 threat. That sounds like how the game should work. Okay, so let's see what we have in store with priority. Are they going to roll for the Cosmics? No. I assume they are. Some exciting dice rolling happening. Somebody's moving. No, we're not. This wilds and crits, so nothing's happening. Oh, crisis effects are probably the most boring part of watching a stream game. So Bullseye's getting some power. It's always relevant. Not sure I want to push him towards Hulk. Having played this game in this edition of the Wong contest, I-Hulk is quite vulnerable to this Humans team. Gets deaded very quickly. Okay, so we're paying 2 power. It looks like we're getting a Siege of Darkness immediately. So obviously Malakort doesn't have to say who he is activating yet, so he can just roll these dice and see what happens. So it's not ideal. It's not going to be any damage through, and I think he was probably hoping for the pursuit trigger there, because Black Bolt could potentially have been taken down. But let's see if Hulk spikes here. He does not. Oh my god. Yeah, Hulk is a frustrating character, because when you're using him yourself, he does this, but when your opponent uses him, he just spikes everybody. So 2 attacks into 2 7 Earth attacks into Voodoo, 1 damage, and that was purely from the throw. So that's not the greatest siege in terms of results. Malakort would have been hoping for a lot more than that, you would imagine. A siege that does 0 damage is probably nobody's favourite kind of siege. I don't mind it. If he'd got the pursuit and got 1 damage through on Black Bolt there, then he could have opened with an attack and a spender potentially into Black Bolt, and that might have actually taken him down, and that's fairly relevant. So we got a little bit of a bumpy. Okay, so I guess we're sacrificing Blade. He is almost certainly uber dead from Black Bolt. And then Hulk is changing his mind. I think he's going for Bullseye there instead. That hasn't worked. So he's probably going to go into Voodoo still. Killing Voodoo is still the right plan. That guy's going to win the game if he doesn't. So let's see if Hulk can roll a good attack. Well, that's better. Oh my god. Voodoo is blocked again. Jeez. This is rough. So 2 damage and a throw on Voodoo. I mean, he's almost certainly going to have prio, so if he can get him with the second attack. But Torbjorn has sacrifice, so he may use that. We'll have to see. I guess he might use it next turn. What are we doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's just maneuvering him slightly. Okay, he was on the base, I think. Okay. So, I mean, what are we doing? Are we going to see if attack 4 gets Voodoo? If this is my Voodoo, he will be 100% dead on the first attack. Okay. We're abandoning that plan, it seems. He's gone for a thing. Now who's he going to hit? He's going to hit Bullseye. Okay. Well, let's hope he gets deaded a little bit better. No, absolutely not. This is not the best Hulk in the world, is it? My days. Yeah, I mean, that 2 damage would have got Voodoo, but now we've got a Voodoo who's 100% going to steal Peter Reville's thing, and hope for the best. Okay, so I mean, the plus side is that when Black Bolt kills Blade, Peter Reville may be able to kill Voodoo with a Summon the Storm. So that won't be the end of the world. So this is actually quite a low roll from Black Bolt from my experience, but yeah, that's still 4 damage into Blade. He is gonna die. This matchup is horrible. Like, it's, yeah, Midnight Suns into Inhumans is just about as bad as it gets in my experience. And part of it is the Black Bolt on Blade thing. You just have to run Black Bolt away from Blade, otherwise he's just dead. I mean, Black Bolt doing what he does, he just always rolls well. That's the end of Blade. He's recalling. Okay. Let's see. This could be interesting if it works. Potentially desperate, but let's give it a go. It's probably worth it. So we've got... Yo! Is he alive? I think he might be alive. Alive on 1. That... Okay, good recal. Let's go. There is some hope for this game. Okay, so let's see what Blade can do now. Hopefully he gets to activate. Oh, that is the end of that. So we get to spend her immediately if we want to, which gives us the advance. Okay, we got that available. I was looking at that distance and thinking maybe bump gets you into range 2 for a builder first. Hey, Poulet. But it's close, so I'm not sure. She could have bumped to put the bleed on, then did the spender, which is more likely to get him, obviously. Because this doesn't even get you onto the point, I don't think. Oh, maybe it does. Just sneaking in there. Yeah, he's on. But he's on. Yeah, that's fine. So he's done 0 to black bot with that spender. That's a shame. Attacking Quicksilver makes sense. Put another bleed on. Heal back 2. Maybe you'll survive. It looks like he gave Quicksilver a power from the leadership at some point. So he's just gonna do a little can't catch me. Which makes sense. Maybe trying to take out Wong with Quicksilver. Okay, so Black Bolt is bodyguarding it. Makes sense. Oh my days. I mean, it's a rough matchup already, but Chilburn's dice have been absolutely insane. On the blocks, particularly. I think he's running about 100% blocks. Which isn't going to work because the Midnight Suns are absolutely playing for an attrition win condition here. Super fun playing in this meta with just the most broken things ever existed. That is the end of Blade. So interesting to see if Quicksilver tries to finish him off. It's not too unlikely because Blade doesn't have power to reroll initially. I mean, I think Malakort's game plan is totally fine. Like, if you're picking Ihulk here, he has to just go ham and just get stuck in and do stuff. And there is a world where Ihulk absolutely just runs over these 3 models quite easily. He could just like smash them all, knock them all into each other, kill them. That's an entirely possible situation. Unfortunately, he has rolled like a drain, and then unfortunately decided to split the damage between these 2 models. So Voodoo's just going to go in and do voodoo things, dispossess Bill and try and run away, I would imagine, which, given that sacrifice is in hand, is going to mean Bill cannot do anything about that. Possessed Bill is a very, very sad model because this is a low impact dude who is now just going to be running around throwing naked 5 dice builders at people. I'll just see what they do. 1 second. Okay, hello Andrea. How are you? How's it going? Okie dokie. Voodoo is finished. He's done his nonsense. Let's see what Bill has got to say about that. Can Bill get within 4 of Voodoo? So yeah, Bill's going to have to come up with a point here. So turn 1 and start of turn 2, Hulk has tried to go hog wild on some dudes and has missed all of his dice attacks, alongside some good blocks from Torbjorn. So Hulk's looking a bit sad, and the Inhumans are looking very healthy. Yeah, and we had a siege for 0 damage, which was upsetting, I imagine, for poor Malakort. So Karnak is going to go punch in an Hulk. He doesn't have power for weakness as yet. So having blocked that, there will be no weakness. Interesting, he didn't decide to steal a power first, just so you could put weakness second on regardless. But makes sense. Just moving here, setting up the sacrifice so Voodoo doesn't die. One rotating over there is a really nice play from Malakort. I liked that because he was looking a little bit vulnerable from Quicksilver, so I'll sort of guarantee a little point over there if you can. Bill with a bump. He loves a bump. Big base. Who we hitting? I don't think Bullseye's in sacrifice range, so I imagine hitting Bullseye are probably good here, seeing as he hasn't activated. You want to get some activations out of the way here, just to stop the bleeding on VPs. Bill's going in. 2 crits. Oh my god. Oh, Bullseye's blocked 2 again. This convert though, so Malakort is going to get Bullseye down. So at least Bill will be getting his thing. Well, he won't because he's possessed, so he won't be able to pick it up. Oops. Have they forgotten that? Okay. Did Voodoo possess somebody else? No, the possession token's still on his card, so has Torbjorn forgotten that he possessed Bill? He didn't. So we're not doing that. Okay, they've caught it. Yeah, possession is a good superpower. So yeah, I guess one plan against Terrigenesis is just to never hold any of the extracts, so they can't use it against you, and then you save yourself 2 victory points. So maybe Genesis is overrated. So Bill is throwing the size 2s into Voodoo, trying to bait out a brace. Whilst there's other bigger terrain bits still available on the table. That makes sense. Is Joe thinking about it? Is he going to brace? Is he going to roll? He's going to roll. If he goes down here, then the token comes off. He needs to convert this crit. He doesn't. He dies. So Bill is no longer possessed, so he can pick up a doodah. So you should put that one next to I Hulk. Yeah, there we go. Pick the one next to you. Okay, it's not going too badly now. Because Malakort still has priority. So it would have been nice to still have Siege here. But he does have bats. So there is a very real world where I Hulk can clean up Voodoo next turn. I guess for sacrifice it's quite hard, but Quicksilver's probably going into Blade down here. Doing nothing. That was a spender, looks like. Spender does 0. You can probably pivot and go score a point on this Eastern Cosmic Vault. No, he's just going to go and try and smack Blade around a bit. That makes sense. He's scoring 1 victory point either way, and then this guy's Silver's now safe next to Black Bolt, bodyguarding him potentially. So nothing doing. Blade is alive. I mean, it's interesting. Malakort has actually rolled terribly on his attack dice, and Torbjorn rolled very, very well on his defense dice. But we've still got 2 dazes to 0. So there is a potential out here, attrition-wise, if you can isolate Black Bolt and just leave these guys on their own. So if I-Hulk and Bill can win this corner of the board up here, there's a genuine chance that Malakort might be able to come back into this game. Oh, it's going to be rough to do. Going to need some good dice. Because the one thing about Humans on a D shape is that Black Bolt really doesn't like him that much, and it also reduces the value of his 2 best things, which are 3. His attack slightly, but the bodyguard and the Whisper on the other side. Both those 2 myths. Problematic things. Okay. So, we need to roll for our Cosmic Vaults. It's going to be super exciting. So Blade's been pushed. So Quicksilver being tucked up with Black Bolt is really nice for Torbjorn. I like that because obviously Blade is a guy that can deal with Quicksilver reasonably well with his mystic attacks. Wong's going for a walk. He didn't need the power, so that's probably not ideal. But maybe not hugely relevant. And then there's a roll over Karnak. No power for Karnak. Okay, so 0 damage so far on Bill and I-Hulk is obviously not great for Torbjorn. Oof, woof. That is Bill does not like a unexpected guest for that reason. That is a very sad Bill. So we're getting a blade activation here. That makes sense. The chances of him living are very slim otherwise. So we're getting a spender. Black Bolt is now bleeding, so we have some chance of living. We're sacrificing into Quicksilver, it looks like. Interesting. He is not bleeding, so there'll be no rerolls here, but you know, a good roll here could be fairly nasty. That's not a good roll. So we're looking at 2 going through. Yeah, and again we're going to be spreading the damage. So Blade's going to move back in, he's going to hit somebody, and then that's going to get bodyguarded onto Black Bolt. Yeah, and he's boosting his dice as well. Makes sense. So yeah, it's always awkward when the damage gets spread out. You're making your opponent seem better rather than worse. But it's got a potential for next turn Blade to do something funky on that side. If he gets a little bit of damage through here, 2 is something. There's an out. So Blade will die here, you would imagine, but then maybe if those guys stay next there, he can take a bath out next turn. So that's interesting. So we're going to get Bull's activation. It's interesting now because Hulk, we're in the ignore a Hulk strategy phase now. Sometimes you can just burn him down immediately. Like when I played Liam earlier in this season, he got 6 into him with his first attack, and then suddenly he's on a clock. But with there being no damage at all to Hulk, I imagine Torbjorn's just going for a runaway ignore him plan, which, given that Hulk has whiffed every attack, is probably reasonable. Yeah, this looks like a decent option. We can just rotate, hit and run here, get onto that other point, and then Hulk's in trouble if he has to go chase down Bullseye over there. I think there's a very real chance that Bullseye just lives the whole game, scoring 250 points now. If I Hulk, Bill's not going to get him, and if I Hulk peels off to try and chase him down, then he's leaving Karnak and Voodoo to do whatever the hell they want. So yeah, that's not ideal. Malakort had a bad decision to make there, because if he picks up that guest with I Hulk, then Blade just dies. There was potentially a position that he could have dropped the guest where Bullseye couldn't pick it up, which would have completely cut off the sign of play, but I didn't see it if it was perfectly there. I think it probably was though, so that's an unfortunate positioning issue. Okay, so the good thing about Bullseye against Peter Bill and Hulk here is they are super safe from getting murdered, you would imagine, so they can Malakort can take a pass activation here, well, a pseudo pass with Wong, and just get back involved. This is good use of Wong. I like it here. So oftentimes he is a real liability rounds 2 onwards, but Malakort's getting good value here, just like rotating him to the parts of the board where there isn't a lot of danger, and you score a victory point the same. So if Wong's on the point, or if I Hulk's on the point, it doesn't matter, it's still 1 victory point. So Voodoo's gonna go. Is he gonna possess and run to the corner? It looks like he might. God. This is gross. Yeah, if he does that, then this is harsh. So yeah, Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, so Malakort got 2 extracts off of Torbjorn last turn, and he's now got both of them back without making an attack, which is rough. That is not really what you're looking for. And Torbjorn's playing nicely here. He's spread the 4 extracts he's got into the 4 different corners of the board, and given that iHulk is basically Torbjorn's only weapon at this stage, he's going to get one of them, maybe, but he ain't going to get 2. And the clock is running out now. So I'm not... Alright, so iHulk's going. He's going somewhere. Where is he going? Maybe he's going to go and try to deal with... Black Bolt. Here. This is tough. It doesn't look like there are many good options here. But you got to take activations away. So yeah, we are having a can't catch me, run away, very frustrating. And then we're going into Black Bolt with the redirected attack. He's boosting his dice. Let's see if iHulk can finally spike an attack. He's got some dice. Torbjorn's actually failed to block something for once. So that's the end of that. Okay, we had one low all still in hand, so it was nice. So iHulk can do some stuff. If he gets some Quicksilver here, that could be tasty. A couple of crits. Is he gonna get it, or is he gonna whiff again? No, he's whiffed, but also so did Quicksilver, rolling 0 blocks on 5 dice. So that is the end of all Quicksilver. Okay, so something's going right for Malakort at least, so we've got some hope. Unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna get a Whisper. So yeah, I was gonna say previously that this is handing prio to Torbjorn, and then he's just going to whisper the hell out of Blade and iHulk and stagger. He'll kill Blade, he'll stagger iHulk, and that will be game over, I would imagine. There's not a huge amount that Malakort could do here. So, I mean, even with that good iHulk turn, Torbjorn's scoring 5 victory points here. I mean, realistically, Big Reveal isn't doing anything about that. He's not going to one-shot Voodoo. He's not going to one-shot Karnak. Yep. Oof. So he wanted to. He was thinking about throwing that building at Voodoo, but he is not in range, so he's going to bump because he has the opportunity to do that. Oh, throw the building. That'll get braced. Oh no, he's summoning the storm first. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, we're going to see if we can one-shot old Voodoo here. That might lead to some options. Oh, well, exactly 6 blanks is not going to do it. He gets some rerolls and maybe he'll shock him. He does get a shock. 1 damage and a shock on Voodoo. That's not ideal. Yeah. There was some hope here, but at the start. But yeah, the dice. He's not well. It was always going to be a tough ask with I-Hulk on a D shape, but the dice have not helped. Midnight Suns for sure. So 14-8 with the extracts in 4 different corners of the board. It's going to be tough work. I imagine we're just getting an immediate whisper here. I'll just let Rudy die, and then, I mean, Bullseye. I mean, Karnak is winning the game on his own, as is Bullseye. Wong could go over and tag that, but then, yeah. Well, Inhumans are strong. We're just rolling our meaningless dice for the things. I mean, the good news is that Malakort has completely played around Terrigenesis. So maybe the card's fine. If Inhumans are so strong that your opponent never gets to hold an extract, then how bad can the most broken card in the game be? It's almost like a monkey's paw thing, isn't it? No. Okay. Yeah, we're getting at an Inhuman royal family into a whisper. Torbjorn's not even bothering to pay for it on Karnak, just in case. Here it goes. This beam is fine, guys. Like, everyone's excited about Phoenix's beam. She's a 6 threat, and her beam is so much worse than this one, and it costs the same. And guess what? This beam doesn't just kill. It's the person using it. Yay! Well, I guess the beam doesn't kill Phoenix. It's everything else. Okay, here we go. Somebody's dead. Looks like it's... Well, they've both got 3. Could be either of them. I imagine it's Blade. If not, he's staggered. Six into 2. Who's getting it? Okay, we're using the Inhuman royal family thing there, which is interesting. I thought Blade already did that. Maybe I miscounted. Maybe he was one shot. So yeah, Blade is dead. Dazed, in fact. And then we're going to go into I-Hulk, hoping for a wild. Boom. Yeah, so I-Hulk's now staggered, and he has to daze Bullseye and Karnak onto completely separate D-shaped secures, which is going to be a difficult ask. It's just 7 damage into I-Hulk there, no problem at all. Right, boss going to shoot. Old I-Hulk, why not? Might as well give him a tickle, I guess. Another, yeah. Just 10 of the 15 damage straight down. This is the first 2 attacks he's done into I-Hulk. Perfectly balanced model. Yeah, if Quicksilver gets a couple of cheeky hits in, then he could Terrigen this Eyehawk. Like, it'd be worth trying. You imagine Eyehawk has to activate here. But what's he gonna do? He's going to spend 5. He's going to do a spender into somebody. You have to imagine it's Quicksilver. But he's not offering any victory points. Yeah. Malakort was always in a tough position, but this rotation with Eyehawk has been problematic for him because it just allowed Black Bolt to do the spender. He might have been better trying to take down Karnak. This is just an average roll from okay, he's throwing some terrain into old Quicksilver. So, Hogwarts cleared a stagger. He has done a spender. No damage has gone out, so I'm not sure who that was into. Oh, okay. So they just didn't put the damage on. So he took 4 damage from the things. He's got thrown into Black Bolt for the 5 point of damage. Torbjorn didn't bother bracing because Quicksilver's not holding any victory points, so it makes sense. Eyehawk will just bump. He's scoring that secure at least. And then it's all down to Bill. Can he kill Voodoo and Karnak and Bullseye from that position in the corner of the board? It seems unlikely, but anything can happen. What's old Bill gonna do? Malakort's measuring, see if he can get Wong within 3 of Bill for some extra power. Sail and secure. I don't think he can. Black Bolt still has a great refuge online, so he can do some positioning jank with Karnak here if needs be. What map is this? Military base breach. I've not played on this one before. That's cool. So ongoing, and then he's going to bump. Oh no, he's bumped from illusion to come back. Yeah, giving Bill a power. Bullseye's just going to get as far away as he can. Bullseye is winning the game on his own over there. well, this has been a rough game for the foes. It was the Suns. It was always a tough game, but it definitely hasn't gone to plan. Okay, so we're going here. Oh, we've got ourselves over there. We're throwing this ice war into Karnak. He will brace it. You'd imagine, or is this a Summon the Storm? I thought he had more power than that. Oh, that's not going to do it. 1 damage, maybe? Zero damage. Okay. Ooh, dear. Poor old Suns. They've tried. They've tried to make some attacks and roll some dice, but it has not worked. I think it was always an uphill battle. This is a terrible matchup for them, but the dice have not helped. I think that's just game. Shopping scores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goes to 19, and Malakort goes to 11. So that is the game. I don't think there's a huge amount to say about that, so we won't go into it to the players. But I will thank you all for watching, and hopefully see you again next time. The next Eurovision Wong contest, number 14, is now up. So if you want to join us in this competition, play some cool games, get some cool people, you can join us. You can find that on Longshanks, or if you look on the Discord, there's a link to it there. And maybe we'll play a game in the next edition. So thanks very much for watching, and see you again next time.